Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge Alliance Forever. Today, I have a 6v6 custom match here on the most amazing Neuroxis map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players, starting off with Team 1 up here in the northeast section of the map, ending with Team 2 in the southwest. Starting off with Team 1's backline player of Erolone going first land as a Cybern. He is an orange, the color orange, and he is an 1100. And just before we introduce everybody else, I'm going to slow it down so we don't miss any of that early action in the west here. In Regal Purple, we have Master Mandel going first land as a UBF. He is a 1400. And to his west here, we have the Stitch Blue player of Connie Action going first there as a UBF as well. He is a 1200. Driving on southeastwardly, we have Han Solo. Maybe he will shoot first, maybe he will not. We'll just have to see if the edits do favor him or not. Going first land as a Cybern, he is a 1200 in Batman Gray. In Tropical Ocean Blue, we have the Cybern player on Team 1. It is Godzilla Potato going first land. He is a 1600, tied for the highest ranked player on his team. And again, he is going first land. And the player he is tied with in rating at 1600 is Tynet going first land as an Aeon. He is a 1600, and he is in Light Oak Tan. So for Team 1 side of things, they have 3 Cyberns, 2 UEF, and 1 Aeon, which means they do not have access to Seraphim technology. Starting off here with the southern easternmost player on Team 2 in Ruby Red, we have Tupar going first land, second air. As a Cybern, he is a 1300. To his west, the other red player on Team 2 in Chevy Crimson is Storm Cleaver 5 going first land as another Cybern here for Team 2. He is a 1400. In Amethyst Purple to the north is Cavalry going first land, second air as a UEF. He is a 1000 rated player, and again, he is in Amethyst Purple. To his southwest in Barbie Pink, we have the UBF player of Weeditch 7. It's like Eldritch, but Weeditch going first land. He is a 1000 rated player. And to his northeast in Rust, we have the 1700 player of MSG. He is going first land as the one and only Seraphim of the game. And again, he is a 1700 going first land. And to his north, in orange, excuse me. In Emerald Green, we have the Aeon player of Brinko Insanity going first air. He is an 1800, the highest rated player on Team 2 and in the game overall. So for Team 2 side of things, they have one of each of the factions at a minimum with a dual major in Aeon and Cybern technology. So Team 1 does not have access to Seraphim technology, but has 3 Cyberns, 2 UBF, and 1 Aeon versus Team 2's 1 Seraphim, 2 Cyberns, 2 Aeon, and 1 UEF. Let's take a look at the reclaim before our players scoop it all up. Currently still on the map, we have 20,000 reclaim for 12 players to scoop up, which is slightly above 1,500 per player. It is a decent amount of reclaim, especially with a match we saw, I think it was yesterday or the day before, where there was literally no mass. It's definitely better to have some mass than none. And take a looking at the mass point layouts, cutting the map in half. Looking at Team 1 side of things, we have a quad mix in the middle, another quad mix here in the east, and that's about it. There are a couple of mass points here on this not beachhead, but this shoreline here. I don't know if I'd call this a quad mix. They're too far spaced, but one player will definitely own that. And that's really everything of note. There is a lot of water on this map. It looks very similar to Seton's, where we have the southeastern pond and the northwestern pond. And instead of course, 4 players on Seton's, it is 6v6. Let's go ahead and let our players get on with it and speed this game up back to 0. We do see movement outbound from Team 2's at least 4. No, he's in the main base. And he's also in the main base, but it looks like he might be going eastward here to this water section in the southeast. Team 1 doing very similar moves for the most part. Looks like Connie Action going for the western pond. Team 1's Han Solo kind of hanging out in the middle, but we do see movement here from Godzilla Potato and from Tynet as well. We have movement from most of the players on both teams. Erolone. Still think I'm not saying his name right. And Team 2's air player of Weeditch is going to stay in the base here for now. I would not be surprised to see those comms move to the front, at least for a little bit, to assist with forward momentum. And in terms of the middle of the map, there's kind of just a no man's land here with mass points. I wouldn't be surprised to see T2 artillery and missiles start being lobbed at one another here from both sides of the map. There isn't a whole... I mean, that's a lot of room to play around with. But for 4 comms, it really isn't. Essentially, it's going to be almost in each other's firing arcs, which is good for coverage, but bad for spreading out. And not a lot of mass to be shared. We do see drops coming out from Team 2's Brinko Insanity to the northwest, going for this little bit of reclaim, and then going to be going after this northeastern reclaim, at least relative to that position. Transport has already dropped off a engineer here for Connie Action and doing the exact same thing here for that T2 UEF facility. I wish I could turn the facilities like that. They're just stuck in the 90-degree angles. There's not really any 45s or any kind of fancy, smancy little directional. That one's already gone. Never mind. Well, there's one over here. Yeah, like, why can't we have facilities lined up like this? But whatever. 2 comms, says Han Solo. He is wrong. It is 3 comms, not 2. They have taken the middle facility here. That's, well, I mean, it's rightfully theirs, to be fair. But it does look like 3 comms grouping up here in the middle, and then 1 comm here for Brinko Insanity on the shoreline side of things. We do see movement. Actually, no movement, just a transport. Going to drop off some engineers somewhere. Team 1, are they going to respond in kind? Not really. We have 2 comms here in the east for Team 1, for Tai and for Godzilla. We have Connie Action to the northwest. Han Solo staying in his main base, as well as Master Mandel. So a lot of players on Team 1 either staying in the main base or not really engaging with a lot of the front line that Team 2 is doing. Definitely a different strategy between both teams. Again, a lot of water to cover here. I wouldn't be surprised to see more and more be devoted to both pawns. Kind of interested to see what happens. A lot of times when you have 2 pawns, one team ends up grabbing one of them, one team ends up grabbing the other one, and essentially you have a flip of the map where it's, instead of cut down the middle in terms of diagonal from northwest to southeast, you have it essentially down the middle of, left to right side of the map. So we'll see how the game does progress. I am excited for it, of course, because why not? I'm always excited for FAF. We do see upgrades starting here for both teams. We have advanced range already on the way here. Range already completed here for Team 2's Cavalry. We do see T2 on for MSG. Range on the way here for Tynet. Speed and range gun upgrade here for Han Solo. And I think that was it from what I noticed. Storm Cleaver doesn't have anything, and Brink does not have anything. And Godzilla Potato does have a gun upgrade. But I think that... Oh, T2 is now on the way here for Master Mandel. We do see a nice little engineer here in the northeast corner of the map, kind of just hanging out by himself. I don't know what he's doing up there, but we'll see what he's going to do as time goes on. Of course, bombers over the top here in the middle here, kind of just hanging out. Air scouts trying to get a nice read of the land. Southeastern movement here from a transport outbound from Godzilla. Engineers are roaming around. T1 Inties over the top here for Team 2's players of 2 pair and Cavalry. That transport might look like it's trying to pick up those engineers, but I don't know where they're going. We'll see where they do end up going. But 2 naval facilities are already online here for Team 2. 1 online here for Team 1, but more of them are coming online here for 2 players. It does look like Team 1 is investing a little bit more into the naval side of things versus Team 2, at least on the onset. We see 2 players on Team 2 in the water, 3 players on Team... Actually, excuse me, 4 players on Team 1 in the water. Master Mandel and Connie Action here on that northwestern pond. But Team 1's Brink moving very slowly, but is moving forward here. He's going for range. Right now, probably we'll see speed after he's done with that upgrade. Yep. Oh, no, going straight for advanced range. Very interesting, not going for speed. Maybe he wants to get that range upgrade first to force back Team 1. MSG has T2. Stormcleaver has nothing. Cavalry has advanced range and speed. So Aeon Sniper Commander in the middle of the map at 7 minutes in this game. Team 1 is going to have to fight back very hard to deal with this because 3 comms are starting to intercept 1 comm here on Team 1. And now T2 Utashala is being used to solidify Team 2's land grab here. A couple of Zui have made their way to T1 PD. Godzilla kills one of them, but not the other one. And that T1 PD will go down to artillery fire. Wall sections are going to be killed off before then. But there it goes. It is starting to fail. MSG is pushing forward, facing 2 T1 PGs. but it does look like MSD will be perfectly fine. Team 1 units are inbound to intercept as well. Cavaldex trying to force back Team 1's Tynet. Tynet at speed and range versus Cavaldex speed and advanced range. Tynet will have to retreat or go to a watery grave, well, soon to be possibly watery grave, at least near the water. And it does look like Team 1 exerting their power in the water, at least a little bit, trying to force Team 2 to be just kind of stuck in their main facilities. There is one sub over there, but it's not really doing anything. And Tynet does look like he's able to retreat. Godzilla Potato trying to hold off Team 2's push. We have, of course, MSG trying to build Uthashalas for defensive measures, and T1 PD as well. And that T2 will be taken out. A lot of the focus is on the T1 units. These Aurora outbound from Tynet to assist in this push. T1 PD is still online here for MSG. He's trying to shield that PD with his commander. And with now one of them focused on going after Godzilla, the other one focusing on building PD. Looks like it will force back Godzilla Potato at a minimum, but no one has died as of yet. Han Solo is inbound to assist. He has gun on board as well. And Tynet coming in to assist, trying to take out Caverick. Again, advanced range versus range. Definitely not the situation Team 1's Tynet wants to be in, but he wants to force back Team 2. Again, 6 comms in the middle of the map. Half of the comms right here on screen. Well, technically there's another one over there, but 6 comms are the focus here in this game. Stormcleaver is in the yellow, MSG in the yellow, Caverick in the green, but almost yellow. Han Solo in the yellow, Godzilla Potato in the yellow, and Tynet in the yellow. And with the assistance of Brinko Insanity's comm, it might just be the tipping point for Team 2 to be able to push through Team 1's front line. Han Solo is falling below 25% of his hit points. He needs to get out of range, but it looks like he might be the first kill in this game. And instead of drawing first blood and shooting first, it looks like he will be shot first. And there he goes, being killed by T2PD from Team 2's rush player of MSG. And Brinko Insanity will come and help assist pushing this front line. Team 1 suffers the first casualty in this game at almost 10 minutes in the game. So this game is another statistic in the one player dies at least before 20 minutes. TML coming on board that MSG commander. Not going for Nano. Very interesting. Well, I guess that's interesting. Oh, we'll see how that goes for him. Maybe he wants to be a lot more aggressive with that missile launcher. It will definitely be a surprise. I wouldn't think to go for that. But that's me. Airdrop NG here and make us TMD, says Godzilla Potato. Does look like that drop was successful in the southeastern corner by that transport that was over here earlier. T1 Engineer is trying to solidify this grab, but there is a couple of T1 Medusa over here. It does look like they'll be able to take out those engineers without any sort of issues. T1 subs online coming after this frontline facilities here. T1 torpedoes will be able to hold them off for a time being, but not for long. But T2 is online, so we're going to see some Salems here pretty shortly. Team 1 does not have T2, so that's definitely an advantage here for Team 2. We're saying T and 2 and 1 a lot, but we do see Cabaret going after the outlying mexes and facilities here for Team 1's Tynet. He was able to retreat, but has lost a lot of ground here, especially losing that quad mex. That's definitely going to hurt Team 1's eco, at least slightly. Team 2 ahead, but just barely by about 10 mass per second, which isn't a lot. But again, any advantage is better than no advantage. But T2 Cruiser online here for Team 1's Connie action. And that is huge here for him in this northwestern pond. Team 2's Brinko Insanity has more facilities online, pumping out a lot of T1 units. And I wouldn't be surprised. Yep, he has gone T2. Actually finishes off right as I look at it. And Brink does notice that there is a cruiser online. Kavaduk is, pretty much on that razor's edge range of going after those facilities. You can see he's able to hit at least some of the facilities, 2 of the 4 of them, which is, of course, better than none. T2 is online here for Team 1's Tynet, as well as Godzilla Potato. Both of these players are in the water and are pushing T2 tech. Destroyer is online. Team 1 is slightly behind in that regard, but they'll be able to come back here pretty shortly. T1 Aurora are now just harassing those engineers, trying to produce those destroyers for Team 1. Bombers over the top here by both of those players, trying to reduce the amount of firepower inbound. And Caverick's just going to be happy to sit there. We do see Brink actually moving to the other side of that main causeway here. He was on the west side, now he's on the east side, going for a nice T1 Mechs to try to jumpstart his eco as well. But Caverick control Ks. Hold on, whenever a player does that, I usually like to see what's going on. I gotta wait for timer. What is this lag? Cav, can you leave? Cav and I disconnect from each other. Looks like there was connection issues for Caverick. That's always gotta hurt. Tie, make walls mid, put everything in Navy. Can we have a couple of twerps? Yeah, it just looks like Caverick had some connection issues, which is always sad to see because, you know, especially when he's on the front line with a nice Aeon Sniper Commander, pushing back Team 1, just, you know, having to, you know, essentially leave the group just because of the connection always sucks. I never count that as a kill because wasn't a kill. It was just a departure. And it is now a 5v5 in favor of no one because they're tied up. T2 Naval Facility has been knocked out by Team 2's combined forces of Stormcleaver and 2 pair. And that destroyer is going after the destroyer here from Team 2. T1 torpedo launchers from these subs are trying to take out that destroyer here. And it looks like it will be taken out. There's a lot of torpedoes inbound here. I'm kind of surprised that they aren't diverting over here to take out those torps, but they want to take out the destroyer first. Tynet loses almost all of his facilities, but he's going to build more as we speak. And another destroyer should be finished off here pretty shortly. Yep, there it is. And there are more subs inbound to assist that push. But Team 1 is starting to look pretty strong here on this eastern side. Team 2, taking a look here on the southwestern side. Sorry, on the western side, not necessarily southwest. T2 Naval Facility pumping out those destroyers. And we even see Team 2's pink player of Weeditch moving in to assist as well with his own facility. And Conning Action combined with Team 1's Master Mandela able to hold off at least some of this threat, but a nice tactical missile launcher on board the MSG's commander takes out some of those naval facilities. That's got to hurt. Missile inbound. We'll take out another one. One more is being built, but a lot of those facilities are done and dusted. This is not a 20 by 20. It's 17 by 17, but it is a lot of room for players to move around. A lot of it being occupied by water, of course. Stealth on the way here for Godzilla Potato in the water to the east. And Destroyer taking out one of those T1 bombers. T1 bomber going after the engineers, I would assume. There he goes. Takes out 3 of them. That's better than nothing. Slowing up the construction of those new ships is definitely beneficial here for Team 1. T3 coming online here for Team 2's Stormcleaver, as well as the main air player of Weeditch. And T2 is online here for Brink O Insanity as well. And Team 1 is sorting out their naval side of things and are starting to probably push out here pretty soon. And now T1 units mixed in with some T2 blazes here. Outbound from Tynet, he has gun, shield, and speed, shield, and advanced range. MSG has 18,000 hit points with that tactical missile, and T2 engineering swing. T1 bombers over the top trying to slow this push. Couple of Vutashalas trying to do that as well. But I mean, 10,000 versus 7,000. Definitely Tynet needs to retreat in that regard. But we do see some reinforcements coming out from Aerolone. That is the air player here for Team 1. He has T3 air technology. They're starting to probably pump out some ASFs as we speak. Pausing, going down. Multiple players on Team 1 have T2 air technology to, of course, have the torpedo bomber just production just in case they lose Navy. I do love that. I love the fact that 2 players on Team 1, both in Navy, have said, hey, what happens if we lose it? Oh, we need torpedo bombers. Oh, let's build that now. So they already have it ready to go. I love that forethought outbound from Team 1's players in the Northwest. T2 is now back online here for Tynet. And again, he is pumping out naval facilities and units as we speak, and pumping out a bunch of land as well. He does get control of everything Han Solo owned, so he has dual base here. And T3 bricks might start being staple here for him. He's going for Loyalist right now, but that's, of course, cheaper, and they move faster, and they're able to deploy a lot better. Gun speed and range going down here for MSG on that right arm. And there he goes. He is not super bulky, but his comm is super bulky. Was that a bomber? Yeah, it was. T1 bomber over the top takes out a huge section of engineers here for MSG. There goes a lot of his build power here. Bomber coming in once again, taking out another set of engineers. Just the engineers trying to feed their families just gets assassinated by that one bomber. And almost 17 minutes in this game, not a lot of T3 ASFs online here for either team, realistically. Kind of focusing more on Navy. Some land, but mostly Navy. We do see destroyers pumping out firepower here from Team 1. And it's 1, 2, 3 versus 1, 2, 3 from Team 2. Oh, well, one died and the other one died. That was a cruiser, I think. But it does look like Team 2 is being forced back. Love the counterintelligence boat, but vision doesn't really mess with that. And now the main facility in the south for Team 2's 2-pair is under threat. Does have one torpedo launcher online here, but that is going to be ripped to shreds very, very quickly. Destroyer is online, but with an Exodus class with some cruiser fire and Salem fire, that is not going anywhere. A lot of those shots do miss, but there go the hit points on that Salem, and that is not going anywhere here for Team 2. And now a separate attack here for some floating tech outbound from Tynet as well, going after the T1 facilities here for Stormcleaver. Doesn't want him to produce any sort of other torpedo capable units here for the naval side of things. And I do love the, why are there just two? Well, there was over there. Why is just one? Why is there just one random engineer over here? It's not doing anything. It's not producing anything. It's just over there because why not? I don't know if it's one of those trying to fake out Omni later on with being underwater thing. Don't know. But a spy plane over the top will easily see that. Even an air scout will see that. So I don't know why that's there. But anyway, I digress. It does look like Team 2's Navy side of things for the northwestern pond starting to look a little bit better here for them. But Team 1 also has Tynet coming in with his own T2 Siren facility. So he's in both ponds. That's a lot of effort for Navy here for Team 1. They are pumping out Navy. They've taken out not subpar, but 2-pars facilities here, going after Stormcleavers next. We have Brinker Insanity trying to counter with some floating tech as well, but it's not that many, and they're taken out very, very quickly. And Team 2 about to be just kicked out of the Navy in the southeastern pond. This is huge here for Team 1 to be able to start bombarding the coastline here against Team 2's bases. We see a nice squadron or so of Team 1 bombers, but there are some ASFs coming in to intercept those. There they go. I was like, why aren't they attacking? But it looks like the attack order has been given. Don't know what the bombers were going after, but they're going after something. Maybe the volcano. I mean, 2 bombs do take out a volcano. Maybe some tactical missile launchers firing off some missiles. Missile is away for MSG. MSG trying to take out those T2 Mechs, which, I mean, taking out Eco is always a good idea. And he's made a lot of ground, and keeping the ground being the main point of contention here for Team 1's Tynet. He's focusing a lot on Navy, but he's losing the middle of the map. In the western pond, we see a nice line of destroyers, and that's actually a decent amount of them. Was that 6 or 7? 6 are online underneath some shield coverage. He has UEF and Aeon Tech. That is going to hurt. Team 1 doesn't really have anything to fight this. It's going for T2 here for Master Mandela, and these forces need to engage. They need to stop this force outbound from Team 2's Brinker Insanity. It's not going to feel good. Bombers are inbound in the torpedo variety, but there's a lot of anti-torpedo capable weapon systems on board those Exodus class destroyers, so a couple of bombers isn't going to be enough. He needs more of them, and there are more inbound here from Master Mandel as well. Does look like there are some sub-killers online, but they get ripped apart by the torpedoes on board those destroyers. And Team 2 looking nice and plump here in this western side of the map. Again, multiple facilities online. Looks like there's a missile launcher battery up here to the north, trying to take out the T2 naval headquarters here. And if Brinker Insanity doesn't pay attention, that facility will go down. There is a bulwark online, and the shields are taken out, but it is online to shield those 2 naval headquarters. And now it looks like the Salems might start doing their walk here, just kind of the reverse of, you've seen Pirates of the Caribbean at the end, where Barbossa's crew is walking under the water. In this case, instead of walking on the bottom of the water, bottom of the ocean, their Salems are going to transfer from water to land and walk on the land. So anyway, that's it. They've actually already done that. Strike that. They're already down here. And land invasion actually occurring as well for Godzilla Potato. He wants to secure this. T2 Renegades are online, and that's not going to feel good. Those Salems are being ripped. Look at all that just explosions going on. Not doing a lot of damage, but is doing a decent amount. Would love to see a cruiser redirect its attention over here, but I do understand that there's a lot of T2 lasers online dealing with the forces here for Team 1's Godzilla Potato. And he has a transport with some engineers laden going after Again, another drop. Probably going to do another T1 land drop, but these Renegades are going to stop that land invasion, at least for the time being. And Team 2's Navy still going strong. And that base up to the west with the TMLs looks like either it was reclaimed or whatever the case may be, but I think this facility is not going down. That is a lot of engineers, sir. That is a lot. 176. How many do you have in total? 226. 226 T1 Aeon engineers. Most of them in the naval side of things, and a huge section of them. I want to get an actual accurate count for the most part. 100. There's probably 100 or so engineers just on this one facility. That is a lot. That is a lot of engineering support. And it does look like with the missile barrages outbound from Tynet, MSG will have to be forced back. They're starting to take some damaging fire from those missiles. And we'll get that warning from the announcer saying, commander under attack. Torpedo bombers trying to slow the spread of the naval forces for Team 1, but I don't know if it's really going to matter. ASF's guarding the airways now. And again, multiple ASFs from Team 2s are online. Nice squadron or so of bombers are en route, probably going after the destroyers. We'll probably get one of them. No, they're going for this one. But the Blazes are just too strong here for Team 1. For Team 2 to deal with, and these are not going anywhere anytime soon. 5 vets, says Tynet. They are 5 vet. That is, wow, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mexes down here against Storm Cleaver. And going to get another mex. This is very funny to watch. That's very funny to watch. Anyway, Team 2 not responding to that. Team 2 definitely has the capabilities to do so, but they're just not. And in the Northwest, Team 2's naval player of Brinker Insanity is just pumping out units as fast as he can. 24 minutes in this game. Team 1 has 5 players left. Team 2 has 5 players left as well. Team 1 owns the entire southeastern pond and is bombarding the coastline here. Team 2 trying to do the same thing. Is taking a little bit longer, but they are on their way to do it. I think the Navy might be strong enough to punch through at least one of them, but they have to make their move sooner rather than later. Team 1 producing 800 and Team 1 producing 865. Team 2 producing 700, so 150 plus mass, more than their opponents. And the map control definitely resides with Team 1, so let me know, of course, down in the comments who you think is going to currently win. And again, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, of course, share this video with anyone, everyone, and especially your pets. There is a broadsword going after MSG's commander, forcing him back, and strap bomber over the top as well with Corsair assistance. Team 2's ASFs have to respond to this. And all of the ASFs from Team 2, I think, are actually at that location. ASFs from Team 1's orange player of El Rolón moving into intercept, but there's not a lot of ASFs in terms of totals, and that strap bomber does get shot out of the sky. Is in friendly territory, so that's definitely beneficial for Team 1. But Team 2 definitely has air control for now, but that missile battery, the mobile missile battery here for Team 1, has done a significant amount of work pushing back MSG all the way back here to his quad mechs. There's definitely a lot of momentum in that direction. And Team 1's Tynet just exerting his presence all over the map here. He's the entire front line for Team 1. Some assistance from the air player of Eleron, a couple of engineers and T1 units, but essentially it's just Tynet. It looks like he's given most of the control to the Navy to his teammate of Godzilla Potato. And these Renegades now going after the facilities in the south. Not really going to get a lot of work out of them, of course. And are those Blazes dead, are the question. And yes, they are dead. And Team 1's Salems have just started pummeling those air facilities here. T3 Able Headquarters is still online. T1 bombers being spammed up by multiple players to deal with this. Renegade gunship, Stinger gunships are online with T1 bomber support. Chicken coming online here for Team 2's MSG. I had to think for a second. And Satellite now started here for the air player of Weeditch. He wants to laser some faces from the sky. And T2 Swiftwinds? What are these? What are you? I'm looking at you. I know there's stuff going on. I want to see what you are. What are you? What are those? It is... No, it's a bomber. Okay, it's a tort bomber. Not super familiar with all the Aeon thumbnails? Image previews? Whatever the heck they're called. And I'm trying to get familiar with them a little bit more. But the T2 Green Fleet here, outbound from Brink, voicing back Team 1. T3 Naval Headquarters is online, but that's not online for very much longer. A huge horde of destroyers. We saw 6 earlier on. He's multiplied that to 18, so 3 times the amount of destroyers. T3 Naval Facility also online here for Master Mandel. Does have a Neptune. That will definitely assist with dealing with the destroyers, but it's a lot of firepower to chew through, a lot of hit points as well. Dual laser cannons borrowing from the Seraphim technology with direct fire weapons, but that's a lot of shots inbound. And Bulwark coming in to shield this Exodus that was on 50 hit points, actually probably less than that. And that Neptune doesn't even gets 1 kill on that destroyer. But there it goes. It does look like engineers will be able to scoop that up once it lays to rest. But another T3 naval facility is down. Team 2 now owns the northwestern corner of the map and the Navy. So again, that whole Seton's mentality of one ocean falls and the other one falls to the other team. Team 2 has received a lot of punishment here from Team 1. And now we have a Harbinger dropped off by Team 1's Tynet, going after a couple of engineers trying to reclaim and trying to rebuild. T1 Mechs is just being ripped to shreds. Looks like it's actually focused more on engineers. Actually, that's the only thing nearby. Renegades are online, going to chew through those shield hit points first and then everything else. Does look like it will get a T2 Mechs as well. So taking out T1 Mechs, T2 Mechs, a couple of engineers, that's definitely worth that one Harbinger. Team 1, do you have anything spicy in the back? That is a quantum reactor. Crab is coming online. Air grid being nice and plump. I don't really see much of anything else. Master Mandel getting an upgrade on board his commander, going for shield next. Connie action going for massive T2 artillery spam to deal with the destroyers and other units. And now all the destroyers sitting on the coastline trying to take out what they can. Obviously not as effective as the Seraphim variety, just due to the fact that Seraphim can walk on land. I was going to say walk on water. I know somebody was probably thinking about it. I was going to say it, but no, I didn't say it. Close, though. I was close to saying it. T3 strap bomber over the top. I don't know what they're going after. Might get a T2 Max. No, it doesn't drop and has a better target in mind, I guess. And Team 2 will notice that. ASFs come in, take out the bomber, I think, before it can drop its payload. Does crash land on top of an ion reactor, but nothing was released or activated, so it doesn't really matter. Don't know where it was going, but could have easily just gone around. T2 naval facility back here for 2-par. Actually, it's technically owned by Stormcleaver, but 2-par is just sitting there. He's essentially knocked out of the game. He has nothing to his name, only 1 mass per second and 20 energy per second, and that's it, just him. But 3 of the comms for Team 2 are in the water down here. Team 1's comm of Master Mandel on a continental transport. Where is he going? It's just him. He has, I think he has a shield on board. I think it was Ras, maybe? He's going to keep going. Team 2, the ASFs do move in. He's trying to do it. Does drop off in the water. Has shield on board as well as T3. Is now just going to walk to that front line over there. T1 engineers trying to spam up any sort of reclaim operations they can get, and a horde of miasma have been built to deter any sort of T2 Salem walking nonsense here for Team 1. Chicken is online here in the west, and massive amounts of Team 1 bomber spam over the middle trying to go after T2 Mexes. I would assume they're going to get one of them, but that's it. And I feel like the amount of bombers, that's definitely worth it. That's kind of worth it. Did they kill a lot of the mass, though, for the T2 Mech? So I guess that's kind of worth it. Massive amounts of T1 engineers scooping up all that reclaim. Well, I mean, with 200 plus engineers, I would assume he would use them for something. Now, what's he at now? Almost, 300 engineers. 300. Not 200, not 100, not, 250. 300 engineers, almost. 290. That's a ton of engineers. That's so many. Has so many engineers and has missile launchers and I was gonna say AA, but aircraft carriers as well. Team 1 is being bombarded here on this northwestern side. Team D cannot keep up. Missiles are raining in constantly. Conning Action probably just needs to retreat. Artillery trying to do its best, but it's not going to break through that torrent class. No, it is not. Team 1 needs to mount some sort of counter-offensive here. Experimentals are built. Crab has been completed. Wittish builds an experimental. That was his laser, building more shields to defend against any sort of nonsense from Team 1. Team 1 kind of struggling to break through. T3 aircraft carriers are online for some AA defenses as well. And it does look like Team 1's Master Mandel it's actually distance building here. Look at this. Like, I can reach that. That's I am protected and I can do a base. Nothing is out of my reach. Nothing goes over my head. My reflexes are too fast. That's what that reminds me of. That should be the thumbnail for this video, is nothing goes over my head. Satellite is moving in. I don't know what it's going to go after, though. Maybe it's going to go after the rear guard. We'll see. Strat bombers over the top going after that chicken. ASF moving into intercept, but there's still more ASFs here for Team 2. Strat bombers are the main target first, and Team 1 will lose. Well, they do have more ASFs outbound from Master Mandel, so it's kind of similar. Still feel like Team 1 should consolidate that. Same with Team 2. It's harder to micro that. 2 players versus 1. But the missiles are being spammed. Team 1's UEF player of Conning Action doing his best to hold off the missiles. Needs more shields. Is going to lose this one pretty soon. And once it's down, that Pigeon is going to explode, taking out a lot of engineers with it. The shield is trying to recharge, getting a lot of assistance, but that's a lot of firepower inbound. T2 cruisers as well from the UEF. The shield is down, and the Team D are the main target, of course. Shoot at the things that are shooting at you, and then shoot at everything else. That's what I say, but Conning Action is trying to hold. T3 actually being upgraded back here. And Conning Action doing his best. Needs more artillery and fast. Trying to do his best to force these units back, but there is some shield coverage protecting those units as well, so it's going to be a minute. The crab is online. Is the satellite is targeting the crab? See, the satellite, defense satellite, being used for its namesake and being lasered from the skies. D1 bombers aren't really going to do a whole lot against that, but again, will do some damage since his the hairs on his head, on his chinny chin chin. Are you extra full AK or gonna use those? What? I wonder what this is. Says Storm Cleaver. Oh, it's a Quantum Gateway. Anyway, I don't know what he meant by that, but we'll see. On the Mega Mid, maybe, says MSG. But the Whalers are being attacked by ASFs outbound from Team 1's orange player of El Rolón. Some of them do survive that first encounter, but it's not looking good. Lots of AA is over here in the eastern side of Team 2's front line. Do love this facility built by Master Mandel. Has a shield, tactical missile launchers, some PD, some AA, T3 and T2 PD. Love the mixture. Love it, love it, love it. And is producing some T1 spam to boot. There is counter T2 Salem technology outbound from this facility down south. Looks like it was taken out. I don't know if it was by a tactical missile launcher or not, but love to see it. I love how one of them's up here on this upper plateau, just kind of hanging out. Would like to see him turned a little bit, but he can still fire because Salem's can't fire in 180 degrees. Well, they can't fire directly backwards, so that is a disadvantage for that. But that satellite doing some work against that megalith with some gunship assistance. Look at this. We see T3, Restorer, Broadsword, and Whaler. When do we ever see that on the same team at the same time, where we see all 3 different varieties just going after essentially one target? Dual chickens pushing forward, though. Team 2's lost a lot of territory, but they're pushing back against Team 1. Team 1 more focused on the naval side of things, at least on the southeastern side. And it looks like there's a lot of shields being built to protect from artillery fire from those naval units, and artillery actually being built as well. Team 1's Conning Action still holding strong. Just the TMD spam here just cannot stop firing. It's definitely a buzzkill here for Team 2. And TMD here from Master Mandel isn't as strong. Shields aren't as strong. Now the lasers over top, that's never a good thing. And I'm kind of surprised he's not going after the air grid in the northeast here for El Aron. I mean, Team 2 still owns air control for a little bit. And there is a nuke online here for Team 1. That's definitely spicy. Not SMDs. RAS comms moving southward, going into the pond, and then going over here, and then going over here to assist their commander, Master Mandel. And this is focusing a lot of attention here from Team 2. Torpedo bombers can't really do anything against the land target. They can't even see him on the water as well. So that's definitely a disadvantage there. And those aircraft carriers shielding that space as well with their AA. You can see the broadswords are inbound, but with T2 flak and T3 as well, they're just being ripped to shreds, even though there's not a lot of shielding. Look at that. 2 of them are already dead. Shields are about to fall on the T3 variety one, but doesn't really matter. AA also comes in from the cruisers down south. And Team 1 are making a little bit of inroads here on that land engagement here. And is Team 2 doing the same thing? Yes, one facility is online. So Break You Insanity doing a very similar play. But look at this. Look at the nonsense here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 torrents. And how many cruisers are there with missile capabilities? 7. So we have essentially, 6 torrents. 8 cruisers is one over there. That's 13 ships capable of tactical missile launchers, and they are pumping out missiles. And this base, somehow, for some reason, don't know why, is still online. Those things are working overtime. Man, look at all those missiles inbound. That is nuts. Yeah, look at all those yellow dots being taken out by all of those buzz kills. And if Connie Action had Aeon technology of volcanoes, ooh-wee, those missiles would be gone. They would not make a dent. And still, now it looks like there's kind of a role reversal going on here between Team 1 and Team 2. Team 1 owning the eastern side of the map, Team 2 owning the western side of the map with a little bit of favoring on Team 1 side of things. Raz coming online here for Tynet. And does Team 2 have any sort of spicy plays other than the satellite? One is built, and there is another one being built currently. That's the word I'm looking for. Artillery fire taking out essentially the entire air grid here for Stormcleaver. He's been neutered as well. 2 players on Team 2 have been neutered except for ASF and some gunships and some bombers. That's gotta hurt. He just doesn't have a lot to use because he doesn't really have a base anymore. And those artillery from the Galaxy class are just far enough to take out those artillery here, those clink hammers. Definitely the clink hammers cannot reach that artillery. Well, they can't even see them, to be fair, but even if they could, they're not going to be able to reach it. Maybe singe one of them, but not really going to matter. Team 1 making tons of inroads, and now we see artillery still over here to the west, able to target stuff down here. And that Galactic Colossus is going to come in and assist, gifted over by Team 2's Brinko Insanity. The micro a lot better. Chicken on that front line is going to be able to puncture a whole lot. This chicken died off to a Monkeyloid and defensive structures as well. Massive amounts of Team 1 skyhooks. Don't know where they're going, but they're going somewhere. And some not gunships, but Corsairs are inbound. Constantly bombing these experimentals here from Team 1's Aerolone. Don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Could go after air grid, could have to go something else, but is focused on just the front line, which, I mean, that is kind of a weak point here for Team 1. But they are getting more experimentals. And the massive amounts of engineers coming in to reclaim this facility here, or these mass in the west. ASF posting up next to the gunships here. It does look like they're going to go for an attack. They're going to take out these lonely little transports going for a reclaim. Does take out one of them, but the engines have already landed. And that chicken eradicates the rest of them. That's going to hurt. There is a transport laden with a nice little RAS preset commander. That's going to die. And it does look like the transport immediately goes and picks that up. Goes, that's probably not a good... Oh, transport's dead. Never mind. And that's SACU with a human inside. Gets killed off. Does get to be able to reclaim 5,000 mass. Oh, 5,000? 3,000. 3,000 mass. And that chicken is being taken out. Did I hear Billy Nuke? Yes, Billy Nuke has landed. Oh, no. It's actually just taking out Connie directly with some T1 spam and artillery from the... just the absolute horde If you ever need a missile, go as Brinko Insanity, because he has a billion plus of them. Just so many. And that is another kill here for Team 2 at 40 minutes in this game. It's now a 4v5 in favor of Team 2. Was an honor to get served. Always enjoyed your vids, even when I didn't play FAF. I love the comment here from Connie Action. I love to see that kind of engagement here between players, especially on other teams, where it's like, hey, pleasure to play with you, pleasure to be around you, that sort of thing. But Strat Bombers moving for a target here in the south. Looks like they might be eyeing up that Novak satellite if Team 1 knows about it. I'm assuming, yep, they do know about it, so never mind. And we even have some T1 Medusas going after some dual-ringed T3 Mechs, and yep, those bombers are going straight for that satellite. And that is going to hurt. Bombs are... Actually, no. They're dropping a little bit short. Wait, 2 pair control Ks. He was kind of stuck for a while. Of course, just coming in to assist. And those bombers... Oh, they don't pierce the shields. And they are completely wiped out. Don't even... Oh, nope. Some of them might... Oh, no. Corsairs come in to assist. Bombers do drop a couple more, but the shields are down. But the satellite is not taken out. And there goes 2 pair in the south to control K. It's now a 4v4 tied up game here at 41 minutes in this game. But the amount of yellow dots just being dispersed around the map. Look at this insanity to the namesake of the player currently doing this. 9 Torrent class missile ships with 9 cruisers from the UEF faction. That's just a lot. That's just a lot. That's a lot to deal with. Zappers working overtime. Does look like T1 Bombers are looking for some nice juicy target here in the northeast. Doesn't look like they're going to get any much mileage out of that, unfortunately. Bombers are inbound here. Don't know if they'll get any mileage. The Nuke not really being focused as much here. It does look like Team 1's Aileron is not going to feel good here pretty soon. Once that, oh wow, look at this. Oh, there it goes. Okay, I was gonna say, is the satellite gonna target the comm or just not do that? The air grid is down here for Team 1's air player. I don't see any artillery here for Team 2. Chicken, Donut almost finished. And it does look like pings go down here. Master Mandel moving. Oh, he's moving back. Oh, he's moving around, it looks like. And I don't see much of anything else in terms of nastiness, except for the just horde of missiles over there. And I'll actually click on them to show just the look at the stupid range that these things have. They can hit everything in the yellows. This is nuts. They're just ripping through defenses left and right with no care in the world. And it doesn't even matter how many zappers you build. It's just going to not be enough, especially with Cybern Shields. It's never going to be enough. And TieNet needs to deal with this. This is a huge threat, especially with a Donut online. That is just... That's just a lot. That's just so many. And even having some aircraft carriers to pump out some ASFs or even some T1 bombers or something. Strat bombers actually being produced with some bomber support. Just a T1 variety. And a Donut, where you have both units on Team 2 that can produce air units. Not from a facility, just from either a quote-unquote mobile factory or an aircraft carrier. Just in the same location. That Donut, where are you going? I wonder where you're going. Just going to sit here for now. Team 1, this is a huge threat. Team 2 obviously has this threat down here as well. They've been dealing with this for a while. But this is really dangerous here. Lots of influence here on that side of the map. Lots of AA protecting the water investment here. Ooh, couple of Plan Bs loading some nuclear missiles. Ooh, another one coming into play. Ooh, that's kind of deadly here for Team 1's Godzilla Potato. 2 Czar here. Don't lose air assist. Godzilla, yeah, that would definitely be dangerous. Broadsword's coming in to deal with the rest of those defenses here from Team 1's TieNet. The Nuke is almost online. The best, honestly, right now, the best thing is just to target this giant mass of units right here. Even if you don't get all of them, you're going to get some of them, and it's going to be huge. At least to slow down the amount of missiles inbound. And the Broadsword's coming in, taking out the hives and taking out any sort of infrastructure that would be very vital for constructing more defenses. Team 2 has air control. And, yeah, I would probably say dominance. Don't lose air, says Godzilla. And didn't really lose air, but definitely doesn't have it. And that nuke is not still loaded. Team 1 needs to assist it just a little bit more. ARAS coming online here for Tynet. And how are those nukes loading down south? They're getting a lot of assistance from the RASCOMs in the water. 44, almost 45 minutes in this game. And I don't see any artillery as of yet, but even if I did, it wouldn't probably last long depending on where it was built. Team 1, no, nothing over there and nothing over here. Just a bunch of shields protecting whatever they can protect. This is just excessive. Not obsessive, but excessive. Well, maybe obsessive, but still excessive. Just a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. That nuke still not. Look at it. Look how close that nuke is to loading. Just like you can breathe on it and it will load. I'm gonna sit here till it's done. There it is. It has loaded. You got to launch that thing immediately. Team 1's El Road. You have a nice juicy target right here. You take out a ton of naval units. Take a lot of pressure off of your teammate. Yeah, I can't do anything. Yeah, I don't imagine why. Or couldn't imagine why you couldn't do that. T1 PD, T2 PD, T1 AA, a bunch of engineering stations. And that donut is inbound. You got to launch that nuke sooner rather than later, or it's not going to feel good if you have a nuke loaded and not even use it. And those missiles still raining in. GG, guys. Says GG here for Brink. Tynet. Don't know if he's going to throw in the towel yet. Make Sam says Godzilla Potato. And ASFs are going to charge that donut. They're going to go for it. Oh, ASFs are inbound. Actually, no ASFs. Bombers are inbound. They're going to go for the nuke. The nuke is loaded. It's not going to launch. Bombers get one bomb off. So it's not enough. The donut is down, and the rest of those ASFs will take out those gunships. The nuke's got to launch. T4 Colossus ripping through that front line here. And Tynet throws in the towel here. He's like, I'm done. I can't deal with it. Yes and yes. Yeah, trying to take out infrastructure. Take out this. Take out the giant ball that is Torrents and T2 cruisers. Nuke still loaded, still hanging out. Now it isn't given the order to move, and a bunch of Harmagers are moving in on this northwestern side. Team 2 losing territory in the south, gaining territory in the north. And will we see an entire base flip where Team 1 now owns the southwest, Team 2 owns the northeast, and that game will continue. Those missiles just not stopping. You gotta launch the nuke. I know he wants to go after the base. Arrow, you are supposed to build an air grid, says Ty. I mean, yeah. I mean, it did get, to be fair, in his defense, it did get kind of destroyed. It was killed. Yeah, that definitely was. I mean, the air grid for Team 2 isn't really that big either. T3 artillery coming online for Team 2's MSG going for that Hubatham. And I don't see any emissaries or anything here from Brinko Insanity. And that Harbinger force is inbound. T1 and T2 PD trying to stave it off. But that's a lot of firepower to chew through here from Team 2. And it's not going to look good, especially with that Colossus nearby. Gotta launch the nuke. It's right. It is loaded. Please launch the nuke. It's right there. Again, even if you take out the naval things, that's still something. And it does look like those Harbingers are going to go for that nuke. Team 1, you got to launch it, or it's not going to feel good when that Colossus comes in and rips it to shreds. Oh, it turns out spamming Ras Boys doesn't win a game, says Tynet. Well, maybe. We'll see. Maybe it'll win. Maybe they won't. Nuke subs. 1. Oh, sorry. That one's... Well, this one's essentially loaded. So 1, 2. Nuke does launch. Finally, the nuke is launched, and it's finally going after the Navy after, what, like 5 minutes of me complaining about it. Gets a nuke off at the last second, being surrounded by Harbingers, and restore. At least it was launched. At least it was launched. Nuke is inbound. First one of the game here. 48 minutes in the game. The naval units are not moving, and strap bombers will be released from their coffers. And kaboom! Takes out, I'd say, half. There are a couple of aircraft carriers still online. A lot of Torrents got taken out. All the cruisers are over here. But still taking out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 boats. Can't see how much mass because the actual launcher is destroyed. The air grid is down here for El Dorado. And Team 1 now lost the entire northeastern corner. Team 2 owns the entire northern edge and western edge. Team 2 owns mostly the eastern side and some of the southern side. And now a satellite over top. Nuke launching here outbound from these Plan Bs. 2 nukes are inbound. Where are they going? Going in for this base over here. not the TMD, but the shields are down. Looks like the TMD, the SMDs are down from some missile launchers outbound here from Team 1's Godzilla Potato. Nukes are inbound. We're taking out that air grid, dual nuking it actually, they're going to actually spread out a little bit. Love to see that. Making sure everything is gone here from Team 2's air player of Weeditch. And that is, except for T3 Mechs, is all dead. Nothing left standing, essentially. Restorer can't really do much against a lot of T2 AA Skyboxers. Fat Boys being produced here. Master Mandel, his base is gone. A couple wall sections left, but he is transferred down south. Isn't producing a lot of mass per second, but he has 174 to be fair. Team 1's Eleron only has 23. Pinks go down against this position here for Godzilla Potato. The entire northeastern corner is just gone. Couple of Rascoms here in the north for Eleron. He has a nano on board. And explosions go down. Combat preset commander or Rascom or something was killed off. And those plan Bs paying dividends now. 82,000 mass, 100,000 mass between the two. There's no way Team 2 knows about him just due to the fact that they have that mermaid online, kind of obscuring everything. So again, another set of plan Bs down here. And I don't know if this one's a loaded. No, not loading. I guess they're just loaded the regular missiles. And that is 3 nukes loaded here for Team 2. And are they producing, sorry, for Team 1, are they producing an Omen? Yes, that one is loaded. And that one is now currently loading. The 4 nukes online. That one just loaded once again, going after this position. That's going to take out everything here for MSG. SMD was built, but that's not going to last very long, unfortunately, here. The SMD probably will survive, but everything it was protecting will not. The Harmagers have completely cleared out the northeastern sections here. Brink just pumping those things out as fast as he can. Strap bombers in the north as well. Could go after facilities down here. Colossus tried to go into the water and come around, but that crab is online defending Godzilla Potato's base. He is not going anywhere. And that nuke does land. And of course, kaboom! And kaboom, kaboom! Against that dual nuke down there. Got to do it for those ones. I think I did it for that one, but, kaboom as well. I think I did it for that one. And the Fat Boys now pressuring Team 2's southeastern side. Team 1 has been here for a while, but it's finally starting to break through. And Team 1 has 3 players left. Team 2 has 4 players left. Unfortunately, for the most part, Team 2's main player is busy with the everything over here. And the players down here, they don't really have a lot to their name. There are some gunships online. The Restorer shouldn't be used to take out those Fat Boys. And there's a lot of flak in this mix, taking out the broadswords and those Restorers. Oh, it's just ripping through. Look at how fast it takes out those Restorers. That's T2 AA, not T3. That's all that flak. Oh, it's got to hurt. Fat Boy will be fine. And now they're going to keep pushing northwestwardly. SMD online. It doesn't have anything loaded. Donut coming online. More PGs being built by MSG. Team 2 not looking so good over here. And Chicken says Tynet. Don't know where. Oh, right there. There's the Chicken online. I'm going to speed it up just a little bit because there's not really a whole lot going on. We are seeing a counter reinsurgence of Erorone here in the northeast. PD being spammed up by some Ras Boys. And those are being taken out very quickly by those Harmagers, unfortunately. This doesn't have enough firepower, and there it goes. He just tried to be more of a distraction here for Team 2. I don't blame him. He tried to do what he can. Fat Boys are inbound. Team 1 spam being used to just rip through those defenses and allow for some breathing room for those Fat Boys to keep pushing forward. Anything and everything being sent down here to the southeast to assist. Restorers coming in, but they're going to be ripped to shreds by that AA pressure anyways. So better save those up a little bit. Chicken on the upper plateau, taking out some structures here. Takes out the suits there. We'll lose a lot of the intelligence gathering here for Team 1's Godzilla Potato. But that chicken will die off. And all Team 1 has to do is just rebuild that very, very quickly here. And those Fat Boys pushing in. A third one has been built. Master Mandel is that build right there definitely just... I mean, they didn't win it entirely for Team 2 because for Team 1, because Team 1 still has a lot to deal with in this northeastern section. T2 Torp Bomber's trying to find the calm of El Aron. He's trying to vacate as fast as he can. Good move going for that. T2 spam coming up from these blazes. And it's going to be a huge invasion here from the hover tech. And the subs should be fine. There they are, pumping out some missiles as we speak. Actually, they're pumping out a decent amount of them, to be fair. Mass says Godzilla Potato. And now a line of T1 spam here on the southwestern edge against Team 2's main base. We have that Tsar is online. It looks like the attack has been given. Take out anything and everything. And the Pigeons is being assailed by those T1 artillery. These Medusa. Takes out one. If you take out one, it's really easy to take out the second one. And then, of course, the ones after that. But the Fat Boys constantly pressuring here. And those look like most of the artillery was taken out, but there's more and more inbound here. Team 1, they lost the entire northeastern section. Nukes launching. T2 hover just ripping through all those naval units here from Team 1's Godzilla Potato. And Nuke is inbound. Where is it going? Another one is inbound. Where is this one going? Maybe the west side of things. That's a lot of line of artillery inbound. Nuke coming in. It's going to drop right here. Take out this SMD that was just built. Oh, that's going to hurt. Actually, headshots that thing. The SACU combatant preset commanders very wounded, but still fine. And where'd that second nuke go? Oh, it's over here. Takes up. There's really nothing over here. Yeah, kaboom anyways, but there's really nothing over there. Mass nuking now going on by those subs. And T2 Renegades trying to rip through whatever blazes are still remaining. They're taking out some AA, but I mean, I don't really know. This is a really weird game now. Team 2 has taken the entire landmass that Team 1 originally owned. Team 2 not really taking it, just more running over it. Team 2 has their own nuke? Question mark? Wait, that was up from Team 1's. Where is that going? What? I didn't click here. Lag, says Godzilla. Takes out a ton of his own engineers, but that's pretty funny. Another nuke is inbound here, and then those Plan B's paying dividends here. And all of those harbingers that were up here in the northeast having to come all the way down south to be able to intercept the units. But I mean, they're taking out a ton of stuff. The donut is going to fall due to all that flank. Will land. Will it get a double kill on the Fat Boys? No, it won't. And the rest of that main base here for Brink is taken out. And the nuke lands on top of somebody. Who was it? MSG gets taken up by Godzilla Potato. It's now a 3v3 game here. And everything will be gifted over to Brink as well. T2 Torps coming in. Deal with those Wagners. Of course, they are underneath the surface of the water. But a lot of those actually missed due to the environment that they're walking on. Fat Boy's still going, but of course there's 3 of them, and they're starting to rip through those harbingers that are inbound. I think I can speed this game back up just a little bit. Most of the action is kind of fizzled out. Those harbingers trying to do what they can to intercept those Fat Boys, but I don't know if it's really going to matter. That's a lot of Fat Boy fire, and they're ripping through those units. They are getting pretty close, though. The secondary guns on board the Fat Boys are firing, but 5-star veterancy, 3-star veterancy, 0-star veterancy. This Fat Boy got killed off. But I don't know if it's really going to matter. Torp Bombers going after some of those Plan Bs. They'll take out one of them. But there's still more to be had here for Team 1's Godzilla Potato. Nuke is inbound. But this one's going in for the north. We'll slow it down to watch its incoming trajectory. Is it going to snipe Brinko Insanity? Brink tries to move out of the way. Does it? Oh, it's going to get him almost on the nose. There he goes. Brink is killed off. Kaboom. He says GG in chat. And now it is a 3v2 in favor of Team 1. And it just wasn't meant to be here for those harbingers. And now they're going to stop in their tracks. And they're just going to receive Fat Boy fire constantly. Stormcleaver says GG to his allies. And that might signal his evacuation of the game. Weeditch control case as well in the northwest. Leaving one player alone, Stormcleaver, to spearhead his forces to continue pushing against Team 1. But on it, oh, and there he goes. Stormcleaver just vacates the match, and Team 1 wins the game. Look at the map. Just look at what Team 1 owns. look at what Team 2 owns. Team 1 won that game just due to the fact that Godzilla Potato, the MVP of this game, I'm naming him now, just took Navy very early, held it the entire game, constantly pressuring Team 2 in the southeastern side, knocking out one player, crippling another one, and just was super just steady with it and built some nice plan Bs, pumped out a couple of nukes. Team 1's his other teammates held off the best they can, Coney Action being taken out, of course, and then Master Mandel coming in, building a nice fire base to establish a nice little foothold for Team 2 to just be killed upon, essentially. Team 1 just pressuring them constantly. And all the units that were over here couldn't really do anything because Godzilla Potato had a nice base going on. Lots of wow. That is a lot of PD. 44 tickle cannons. I mean, that's a lot of tickle cannons, to be fair. But that is the match here. Let me know down in the comments how you felt about the game. Please, if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. Let me know how you felt about it in general, not just about the MVP or whatnot. Just I want to hear your comments. Love to respond to them. Thank you so very much. And I will see all of you in the next one.